Welcome everyone to RGN. I'm Sprawl. We got our Pro Series going on tonight, and it's going to be interesting. These rosters, not exactly what we had thought they were going to be coming into the situation. Obviously, if you have been on Reddit, if you've been into the just community in general, in the past few days, you probably have heard about Hiko and the Team Liquid stuff. Again, he's just a stand-in, but he will be playing for Flowsick tonight, so we'll see how that turns out. Our first map is Dust 2, and it does look like there's 8 ready, but we'll hold that thought as I just want to talk about the sponsorless lineup. So that's the X-Tempo Storm. They're a much different looking team here, as you may actually only recognize a couple names from the original, what we just saw them as. And so Rix and Shazam are those two players. The reason they were able to go with this roster, though, is Rush actually did play with them in the round of 8, hence how they can still basically operate. We want to make sure that at least 3 people have been from that same core roster. So it is going to be Shazam and Rix, but then we got Daps, Naf, and Rush, which I don't know anything about the Elevate situation, but that I think that kind of paints its own picture. So we'll see what goes on there, but again, we will jump right into things as we got 9 ready, about to go live. Again, this is lower bracket round 3, and yeah, obviously moving forward, the next match that these guys will face is Enemy, or the next team rather, in the lower bracket final. So the next match is for a monetary benefit. You could win. Obviously, moving into the final, you might have a chance at that first place, which would be $7,000. But if you drop out in the lower bracket final, we would see $1,000 given. So it looks like we are going live at Dust 2, but to go underway. All right, and of course, I am blessed by the presence of the one and only Laser Jesus. And what are you thinking here tonight, man? This is going to be an interesting one, am I right?
Yeah, this is going to be a really interesting one. I think this is going to be one of the matches that, you know, plays into, are we going to be continuing to see these rosters, or are we going to see some more shuffling? I did bring a deck of cards with me, but unfortunately I can't figure out how to make the sound effect one-handed.
Yeah, we had kind of tried that beforehand, and it sounded more like flatulence than anything else. But the idea is still there. The shuffle is real, and again, we're moving into a pistol round here. We see a little bit of upper dark presence from the Team Liquid side. Got some mid control as well. So no rush coming in from the Team Liquid side. They're going to flash through mid double doors, though. Well, they don't exactly take any real estate in form of middle, but they do head up towards the catwalk. So I'm thinking we might see some sort of spring onto A as a Dren, 2 flashes, and a smoke ready to rock.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a cat take, but they could still fall back. No, it is going to be a cat commitment. CTs were ready for the mid to B, made their A a little weaker, and they lose the player at rail. That's the A bomb site for Liquid. Question now is, can they hang on to catwalk? We do still have a player at middle, that being Fugly. He gets a flag kill and another one so big from Liquid, and that was a perfectly executed catwalk split. Fugly down middle, they take that rail player down. That's the round.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there is Naf. Gonna be the last one up. And let's see if he can get anything else done here. He will find one for Zephyr. They're actually going to try and take him down here. Elige will finish it off as he drops into the pit. Headshot again from Elige. Nice pistol round pickup here for the Team Liquid side.
And we saw what Sponsor tried to do there. They were worried about the mid to B, so they still had 2 players down near middle. But the problem is, once they lose that rail player, those 2 players B now, or the mid to B, are watching the mid to B, are a problem. And then if your long player doesn't get any action, well, then you just get overwhelmed. If that rail player can't stay alive, that really puts a lot of pressure on the rest.
Yeah, and that was that. As seeing not a lot of long presence here from the sponsorless side. That's going to allow Elige and Hiko actually to make it out long. They've got the bomb with them and a Dren. A little bit of mid presence still. Nitro and Fugly just hanging out. Fugly's still in T-spawn actually, but that long A crew I was talking about, they are making their way up. So smoke is down. You see the jump scout of Naf, and this is probably one of the maps where it's made that scout jump pretty popular, but see what works out here. Naf getting lit up, and will go down. Rix and Daps last ones, and it looks like they're going to save their weaponry for the next round.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for the sponsor list that they couldn't get anything done early with the scouts. Naf couldn't get any damage in. And what you want from these scouts at the start of the round, at least, is just some damage. If you can't hit the head, at least hit the body, and then it makes your 5.7s and CZs more potent. But the positioning that they played, really didn't give Nap too much of a chance. He did miss a couple shots. Still look for more, and they're hunting these players down. It's not a bad decision to bring that scout to the grave. Limiting.
Ooh, Hiko.
That was nice. And limiting Sponsorless's chances on their eco round to do some damage with that scout.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see, again, Hiko, this is the first match that he is playing as a stand-in for Flowsick. And again, they've been very adamant. It is a stand-in position. There's nothing set in stone about this.
Very
adamant. See how it goes. Yeah, very adamant. Very adamant.
Let it be known that Hiko is not their fifth. It's been made very clear. And
yeah.
I think Flowsick and Hiko, they're different players, of course, but they have, I think they play somewhat the same stylistically. But Hiko, all around, just a more stellar aimer, better in the clutch. So it is an upgrade for Liquid, but is it going to mesh? You know, Hiko, it's not like he's a small personality by any means.
Well, that is the question here. Can make it work on this lineup, as Liquid have proven to be a team to contend with. But we see Hiko and Nitro picking up two. Not a lot of form of equipment here for the CT side, as we see Ricks go down as well. Naf and Shazam trying to work from B ramp. It would be fantastic if they could take another rifle away. Doesn't look like it's going to be the case on Nitro. Some nice long distance shots, and something we had seen the last time we were watching Team Liquid, and again Team Liquid with their new coach and such. He was saying that Nitro, on at least the T side, they're trying to move him a little bit more, or they're giving them the opportunity to. If you would like to pick up the op, he can go for it, rather than have a Dren calling and using that op at the same time.
Yeah, I think it makes Dren's op a bit more stationary, and it really detracts. If you're opping and you're calling, it's detracting from both a little bit. So, you know, there's certain oppers that can make it work. My highlight being Daze. But on to the first gun round here. CTs have stacked up the catwalk. They got one player near elevator. So the A-bomb site is pretty open, and if the smokes are right, it's going to be really hard for the CTs to hold this A-bomb site, and by the looks of things, they're already considering playing retake. They only have one member at the catwalk area to try to get something done. Nap does finish off a player over towards the B side, but the site for Liquid. The question is now, can they hold on to long?
And they play a retake without a single kit being purchased, so the fact that the bomb hasn't gone down, good news for them, but now the time is ticking, as gotta make their way in.
Wow.
And Dren, Hiko, two quick ones, but it's a Dren left. He will be able to deal with Shazam. It's one coming up from catwalk. That's Naf. He does spot out a Dren. Lots of damage dealt as well. Naf. Oh, wow. Dren pops up under the box. I thought for certain he was going to play a bit of a passive angle, but I guess with 15 hit points, you got to make a bold move, and that's exactly what he did. Huge round for Team Liquid to pick up, as Sponsorless back on Eco unless they want to force, but I highly doubt they're thinking about forcing at this point in the match.
And that was just an excellent 1 versus 2 by a Dren there. And Naf, instead of going towards Goose, he tried to jump up by elevator, and a Dren timed it perfectly. I thought a Dren was going to have to hit an instantaneous headshot to win that 1 versus 1, but timed it out perfectly, and Naf unable to react. Quick 4-0 now for Liquid. And one of my concerns here is if Liquid just dominate Sponsorless, we're not going to really see how well Hiko truly meshes, because it's got to get tough before we see how they truly react to a desperate situation.
Oh yeah, everything's gravy if you're just kind of dominating, doing really well. It's definitely, like you had stated, the down times where that's where you really need that synchronization to come into play, and the good teamwork. So Nitro gonna walk into the stack here. We'll see Shazam be able to take him down. Shazam actually with a second. Can he get Fugly here? Not going to be able to, so at least gets a lot of damage done. And that's good news for the CT side, as that was something that they weren't really able to do in those first anti-eco rounds. Yeah, round 2, they got 2 frags out of it, but it will keep the economy at least a little bit in check. But we do see Team Liquid with a pretty good monetary advantage. 8K on Hiko, that's post-buy. 3,200 on Fugly, and yeah, they do have some low players, so not quite out of this yet, but we do see that op on Shazam, and obviously he's a bit of a monster with this rifle.
Yeah, we need to see some game-changing stuff with this AWP. CTs are set up for the long take, which Liquid is attempting, but they forfeit the long. They don't want to give up any entry frags. They'd rather just fall back and hold the bomb site. But still nobody in pit yet for Liquid here. Shazam looking to contest, and they get the player out of the car for the CT side too, so they're just going to adjust and try to hold the catwalk. No catwalk pressure yet for Liquid. Had they had just one member up there, this round would have been different, but of course Liquid's plan at the start was to go for long control. Still nobody in the pit though, which is strange considering the amount that they contested and the smokes that they had up, that they didn't at least attempt for somebody in the pit.
Yeah, the only thing I could think of is maybe they're trying to fake that there's a long presence when there's not really. That's about the only thing I could think of, because like you said, they expended a lot to get out there, but didn't actually really make use of it. Instead, they're going to group up in middle. We can see the two players posted up on catwalk here behind the smoke. It's going to be Rix and Rush. They're going to fall back as a Molotov comes in from Team Liquid. You have 45, or rather 40 seconds to work with here as they are creeping on up. Nice shot by Bugley, and they take down Rush thereafter. Rush only getting a single hit. That being said, lots of damage dealt to the T-side players. Shazam with, beautiful flick onto a Dren, but goes down. And now it's up to Naf. 1v3, he will be able to deal with the first. Can he finish this clutch off?
And Naf going to get another chance to clutch one of these out, this time versus 2 Elysian Hiko. Molotov to bomb site. Hiko going to have to peek with his AWP, hits the shot, and gets out of there with 9 HP. Liquid up a quick 6-0. And I saw what Liquid was doing. I mean, if they have that player in pit, I guess he's more tempted to peek. And he just posts up at the blue bin, or outside of long. And anybody that tries to retake long or push into pit or push outside of long would never expect the player to be at blue there. So I see the mind games for it from Liquid. And if they have those kind of entries going for them, they don't need that player going for anything at long.
Yeah, exactly. As we're going to see the 3-man pressure from the sponsorless side. Pretty standard way to kind of defensively hold an early rush at long A. They will rotate a player out. That's Rush heading back towards a platform. Team Liquid, though, not interested in that same kind of long fake or long pressure at all. Actually, Adren is around. He's going to send an HE through the door and just provide a little bit of presence. But the rest of his team has made their way towards catwalk. Ooh, Hiko does go down in upper dark. So Naf, yeah, that was definitely through the smoke. Impressive stuff from him. But taking on a catwalk, they're going to have to defend this avenue of attack. Rush, first contact at Goose.
Yeah, Rush been quite powerful from this position in the past. It's one, and the last bullet, finding Elige as well. That's really tough for Liquid to come back from now. Shazam peeks from the rail at Nitro all alone, and he has busted out the AWP. Gets a nice shot onto Shazam. A lot of time left to work with here. And we know Nitro's got the sick aim, but can he do this kind of work with the op? He's going to switch out for the rifle. Probably the better decision. Looking for the bomb. Finally finds it. And he does have a window to get the bomb down here. Going to tap it, though. Takes the fight under catwalk. Looking for the rail peak. There is one player approaching from each of those positions. For now, now from the sponsor. Let's just scratch that one from long. And how does Nitro isolate these two players? He's taking the fight onto catwalk, damages Naf a little bit. Naf is not going to expect his AWP to be out, though Rix is creeping up the long rail now. They can do a little team damage, and Nitro gets the first one. He now just has to finish off Naf approaching. Naf trying to get tricky. Nitro switches off for an AK, and he does it. 1 versus 4 was that?
Oh my God.
Utilizing both weapons there.
Yeah, that was very impressive stuff from Nitro. And you know what? I'm not certain. I think that was maybe not a 1v4, but at least a 1v3. No, it could have been a 1v4. Impressive stuff nonetheless, whatever it was. He's at 12-1 and 4 now. And you can see that dynamic work. That's pretty nice stuff if you can kind of swap back and forth between an AK and rather an op and make it work like that again, using everything at his disposal, and makes it pretty in the process. Now 7-0. Got a pretty dominant scoreline here as Sponsorless not able to get anything working for him, especially in a situation where, in theory, you would hope for their case. Ooh, we're going to hold that thought actually. Rush, making it through, takes down Hiko, drops the bomb. He does get traded off, though, so lots of damage, or a little bit of damage, rather, dealt. And, yeah, again, to talk about that last round, that was a round you really want to put on the board. You've got the advantage, and now you're back on upgraded pistols. The morale of the Sponsorless side might be dipping a little bit low, but it is still map number 1. They're still about halfway through the half. We'll see if they can make anything work here as save in this round, but they'll have rifles in the next.
Yeah, and we were talking before in the match, like why it does too, in theory, would be Liquid strong on the map. Don't get me wrong, but against a newly formed team that has this amount of fragging ability, Shazam, Rix, Naf, and Rush. Hate to cut out Daps, but he's not known as the big fragger. In theory, this would be a bad pick versus a more pug team that is aim based. But my thought behind it for Liquid was, I mean, on Dust 2, it's not like Liquid is down in the aim department. They have massive fraggers of their own. And on a map like this, you're really going to test the cohesion of the CT and T side of teams on Dust 2. So, I mean, being that Liquid is more of a unit at this point, that's why I don't think it's a bad pick for them, because they can really dictate the pace and rotate Sponsorless to where they want them to be when they take.
Yeah, and again, to make like a boxing reference or something, strength versus technique. If you are both incredible bangers, but one's going to have a little bit of a technique advantage, even on an open map like this, we can definitely see that making a difference. And thus far, it certainly has, as we see two players, wow, push out middle. They're able to deal with the player towards long A and B ramp. Everybody going down.
Yeah, and just to highlight my point, this is what we're seeing. Like, sponsorless, yeah, they might get one kill here and there when Liquid's executing, but the trades are not there from sponsorless. It's been Liquid rattling off all these entry frags in succession, taking as a unit, whereas sponsorless still yet to find their cohesion.
Yeah, yet to find their footing here, certainly, as not a lot of equipment in this round, looking like we could see double digits before sponsorless actually puts one on the board here in map number 1. And again, map number 1 is Dust 2. We did see Team Liquid ban Hobble, and Temple Storm, they banned Overpass. So interesting stuff there. Not interested, both those guys, in playing those kind of newer maps to the pool. We do have Inferno coming up next. That's a sponsorless map choice. So we'll see how that plays out. It is a map that kind of favors, like we're saying, the kind of cohesion, pretty good team play, more so, I would feel, than a map like this, where it's very open and maybe a little bit more aim-based and such.
Well,
but very interested to see how that one comes in.
It's you can make that side of the argument for both Inferno and Dust 2, and the same rules kind of apply here for sponsorless on Inferno. It is one of the maps where you can pug it out because you have very limited options on what you could do on the T side. However, if you're not strong as a group, then if you're not going to be able to trade properly, and that's been an issue here. We'll see if sponsorless can like do something different on Inferno, because this map is already out of control.
Yeah, and again, to note, being that the selection is theirs, they don't get side selection. So they most definitely will be starting on that T side, which, yeah, again, we'll see how that does turn out. Hiko, big opening.
maybe that's their strong side at this point. I mean, 10-0, it's just a ton of momentum, though.
Yeah, I completely agree. And see, ooh, Rick's actually getting aggressive out of long A. So he does take down Hiko. A little bit of revenge there, as Shazam did go down to Hiko Nitro. He does actually hit the shot onto Naf. Nice flick there, but it is through the ledge, so doesn't do all the damage he was hoping for. And Rush still playing the corner, but Nitro gets the frag in. Going to be a 3v3. We got still 2 ops on the field to note, though, as Bugley, he will be able to take down Daps in Upper Dark. So that's a big frag there, and actually burning Naf to death, question mark, is Rick's now last one up.
I wish I saw how that happened. Must have just been low health and not been aware. The trend goes down. So 2 up for Liquid, and Ricks knows they are separated as Bugley was at the other bomb site, but Nitro playing so well this match. Let's check out this guy's score. As assumed, top fragging 15-5, but the real score we need to be aware of is 11-0 for this T side. No answer from in Dust 2. It's more random of a map than I'd say others. So it's surprising that sponsorless have been unable to get one.
Just one,
trying to switch
right?
something out.
Never mind, like, winning the half, but, like, at least you would expect, because there's all these situations to paint, that at some point maybe some fortune would slip into their favor. But apparently not so much. We're going to see Rick's push upper middle. Oh, Hiko is posted for it. Isn't able to grab the frag, though. It's actually Rick's able to get that. Get out of there. Bugley in lower dark. So there we go. Maybe off the back of Rick's, they might be able to gather their first round here. They are going to cross towards long. Rush still on top of the bomb site. Takes down a Liege. We get a second one here. Adren goes down. It's up to Nitro. If he can 1v5 this, that would be unreal, but no. Sent flying by the M4 of Ricks. And the first round will finally make it onto the board for sponsorless.
Man, finally. And that's what I'm talking about on the CT side. There's so many different things you can try. I'm surprised it took sponsorless this long, but Rick's finally having enough of letting Liquid have their way at the start of the round. Pushes in. And that's the second round in a row he's pushed. So the third round in a row, very dangerous. But maybe that's what they have to do to even have a chance versus Liquid here. Because when Liquid has been allowed to execute, it's been a problem. Outlawed. Ricks gets legged through the smoke. Man, Nitro finding his mark even when he doesn't see him. Early advantage here for Liquid, but long control for sponsorless.
I'm going to rotate Rick's back. So we leave Rush. Handle long all alone. Shazam and Rick's going to be playing on A platform. Actually, Rick's heading down towards CT spawn, so we'll see if they decide to commit him towards middle. Obviously, he's a bit of a quick rotate, but depending how this catwalk take, if it does come into play, comes through.
This is looking a lot like pistol round, except for the long player would have been lower B. The same set for the CTs. If they lose the rail player, then it puts him in a tough spot.
Yeah, so Shazam being in that position here. Op in hand, again, he's a pretty big monster with said weapon. Whiffs the first one as it was kind of through the smoke, and actually gets white screen. Now they're closing the distance. This is great news for, oh, wow. Liege goes down, Hiko follows. And all of a sudden, I'm thinking closing the distance, he might not be able to make it work. He's trying to get that spam frag in, but Shazam finally goes down to Nitro. Did his work, though, as he gets 2. Nitro trying to make it work from elbow. He loses his teammate Adren on the platform. And that's going to be the second one. So, sponsorless, they're able to string them together. 11-4 is what they're looking for at this point. Still a bleak scoreline, but maybe with some momentum, they can bring them back on their T-front.
Yeah, they need to win out and then win pistol round and then win the first gun round. There's a lot that they need to do. And again, you know it's bad when you win out a half and it's still bleak. Those sponsorless. 2 more, and yeah, they may have a chance. A lot depends on the pistol. Long contest once more here from Liquid. And Rix does get the nade off, doesn't do too much damage. They get to blue, but tons of smokes up. It'd be ill-fated for Liquid to push through it just yet, but they are going to go for it. Nice throw at the end. Rix has to jump on him and everything. Rush does reply onto Fugly, though, and there it is. This trades for Liquid, and again, the unit, they just can't hold. The trades and entries are too strong for Liquid.
Yeah, they try and make it work with, you can see they have numbers there from the CT side, but yeah, Liquid just, as soon as someone does get some damage dealt to one of them, they're very quick on the calls, and like you had stated, the trades come in pretty much instantaneously. Shazam left up to attempt to make this 1v2
the godlike reactions.
Yeah, he really needs to get this cross pick, and oh, smoke comes down. He fires a little early. That's going to be their cue to jump across the door. And now heading up towards the ramp. He does grab a kid on the way, so that's going to improve his chances a little bit here. Dren's going to be playing underneath the window. Hiko towards that closet position and tunnels, but it's actually Hiko takes down Shazam in the window, as from that angle he can spot him out. We saw attempting to kind of check underneath the window. That was Shazam for a Dren, but
it may seem minute, that smoke that they threw, but that's just out of respect for Shazam. Like, you know, the guy, why give him a chance to hit a crazy shot when you could just secure the cross with that smoke? I like that play from Liquid, just to kind of guarantee themselves entrance into the bomb site. But 12-2, dominant performance from Liquid with the stand-in, Hiko. And Liquid here looking to finish off the half. Sponsorless buying up what they can. They get all rifles across the board, but lacking a bunch of nades. Rix with some more aggression. This time coming from the catwalk. They have given Liquid control of long, but with this push coming through B from Sponsorless, if Liquid don't take quick, they're probably going to get overran on the retake.
We see Naf onto a Liege, so 3 left up to try and bring it up long. Now we see Rix. Nice shot onto a Dren. He does get actually sent down to 14. Himmel's almost burns, actually, but Hiko takes him down to the cross. Nitro as well, and oh man, we got a 2-on-2 on our hands. They're both gonna come off catwalk. Hiko trying to hit his shot and his spray, and they get one apiece. And Liquid on 13. Wow, you know, what a way to end the half.
That duo, like this team Liquid now. I mean, with the addition of Hiko, you got who can't do some amazing things with. There's no real. Not to bash Flowstick at all, but this team, if they can make it work, is going to be very scary.
I would definitely agree with you. As
stand-in, not team.
Right, exactly. With the stand-in at the moment. Who knows what that future will hold, but I do want to let you guys know we got a giveaway going on our channel, and I do recognize last time I plugged this giveaway, I actually said it was a Battle-Scarred AK and didn't recognize that I had forgotten the skin. It's a Vulcan, by the way. So Battle-Scarred AK-47 Vulcan. If you guys want a chance to win that, if you come on over to our Zubu channel and register for an account if you don't already have one, drop us a follow. At 3,000 followers, we will be giving away that Battle-Scarred AK-47 Vulcan. So please come on over. Honestly, we've got one of the best chats here in the Counter-Strike scene. So shots fired, but it's true. We got some really cool people in there. Go and have a good time with them, and you might have that opportunity for the giveaway.
Are you an esports fan? Prove your knowledge and start winning cash on Alpha Draft Fantasy Esports. This year, we'll pay out over $5 million in prizes to over 50,000 esports fans every single week. To play, first select from hundreds of contests from the hottest esports. Then, choose your team of pros and watch their stats update in real time during games. Right now, we'll match every dollar you deposit up to $250. What are you waiting for? Redeem your deposit bonus and play Alpha Draft now.
plays well. Liquid now on the CT half. 3 rounds to close it out. Do you think Sponsorless can make this work, Laser?
I'll believe after pistol round that they have a chance. But it's just such a long road. Now Sponsorless going to be hitting the B bomb site. Nothing go in the back. Just fades back so graciously behind the box. And now he's looking for more. Staying alive for so long. And just him being a body in this situation is a problem for Sponsorless. Because now they have so many fronts to deal with. And an absolutely murder of a round. Liquid, good God.
If you're Sponsorless there, is there any better way that that pistol round initially shapes up? If you're doing a B rush and you can catch the only B player on his way back platform, that's probably, other than maybe meeting that single player rushing into tunnels at you, that's what you're hoping for. You're hoping to catch someone out, and instead Fugly gets a fadeaway shot on the way to the back plat and stays alive for years. So Liquid with a nice pistol round and Sponsorless. They got a Tech 9 armor play here. We'll see if they can maybe damage control, get a couple more rounds. But this map 1 is looking not so fun for him.
Oh man, Elite tries to go Rambo out long, and then Nitro gets caught at mid. Suddenly a massive advantage for Sponsorless. But Adren assists his teammate from the elevator, just about to go down. Suddenly it's a 3-on-3. Sponsorless trying to split onto this B-bomb site here. And Naf is in a position to cut off the rotate. This B player Fugly, he's rotating back and forth, and interesting that Sponsorless is going to fall back towards mid while sending Naf out for the mid to B, but the timing of it, Adren onto Daps, and Fugly hangs on to the B-bomb site. Sponsorless, 1 player up, and Adren finishes off Rush, 15-2, Sponsorless, well on their way to staying Sponsorless.
Wow, shots fired from Laser Jesus here. Yeah, to be fair, if you're trying to find an org, good results are obviously the way to do so. That being said, we'll catch him. We'll give them a bit of a break.
They're gonna find somebody.
I'm sure. Laser just just firing shots. No big deal. 15-2 though. Team Liquid 1 away. We do have a little bit of equipment for the CT side. A bit better than last. They got a couple scouts to work with. Shazam, again, with a scoped rifle, can be a monster. And he is going to be holding middle. You can see the CTs have so much intel. They're in Upper Dark, like throwing a party in there. It looks like a pretty good place for a nightclub, but nonetheless. And then the rest of the players are over at A. So you really have all the intel in the world here that it's going to be an A-side push. Unless they're on T-side of tunnels, but I don't think so.
That'd be way too meta, but now Liquid knows it's coming. Oh, Rush comes in the bomb site, gets 2. Liquid know it's coming, but they still can't stop it. Then they rally back. 3 frags down to a 2-on-2. Ren and Nitro. Nap trying to get the bomb down, or he's trying to help his teammate get the bomb down. It is kind of planted for him. No, the nade goes down. With such a massive advantage, now Nap has to leave the comfort of the pit and go for the frag onto Nitro, who's already dropped down into elevator. Nap is going to have no idea unless he has the ultimate cerebral read. 1 shot from Nitro, and that is going to be all she wrote. 16-2, a dominant performance here by Liquid.
We'll see a replay of that real quick, because, yeah, very dominant map number 1, like you had stated, 16-2, as we are going to be moving into our second map of this best of 3. Rush with that double there. You can see very nice stuff. But again, Inferno going to be our next map. It is the Sponsorless map choice. So don't go too far, guys. You're watching the Pro Series here on RGN.